Hey guys, I'm Kalila Reynolds, executive producer of Taking Stock and Money Mondays JA. Well, over the past several months and going forward, my personal mission has been to make business and finance easy to understand. Why? Because there's just so much opportunity right now, and I can't keep this information to myself. I want us all to get wealthy together. So I started investing on the Jamaica Stock Exchange about 2 years ago. And I'll admit, it was a bit rocky at first. My first investment didn't quite take off. And to tell you the truth, even though I was reporting on the financial sector in a cursory way, I still didn't fully understand this whole stock market thing. I just heard IPO and I figured all IPOs are good. I didn't read the prospectus and I run go invest. Now, while I fortunately didn't lose money on that particular investment, I also didn't make anything. But it prompted me to start doing some research to truly understand this stocks thing because I wanted to make money. And when I started doing that and making better investments and seeing significant returns, I said, but no man, this is rich, like real rich. I feel like I just discovered the key to adulting. And it's not about working 9 to 5 and even multiple jobs, slaving for a paycheck. It's about making that money work for you. But I know many of you, just like me 2 years ago, just don't understand how to even get started, much less what to look for in a company. And you hear all this jargon about IPO and rights issue and shares and stocks and okay, just feel totally lost, and I get it 100%. That's why I started Money Mondays JA and Taking Stock on Instagram and YouTube. So today I just want to give you this special video just to help you get started. First of all, I'm going to explain what are stocks and then how you can open an investment account. It's a lot easier than you may think, and you may need to just get started on this now, like today. I've been telling you guys this. There's so many opportunities coming up, so you need to move quickly. So first of all, what are stocks? Okay, so a company will divide itself into a number of shares, also known as stock or equity. And they do that mostly for the purpose of selling those shares or stocks to you, the public. So I can have a company and I'm the sole owner of that company. I don't necessarily need to divide that up into shares. It's understood that I own 100%. If I take on an equal partner, we both own 50% each. But if I decide to list my company on the stock exchange and open it up to the public being part owners, literally thousands of people could decide that they want to buy shares. Now in that scenario, it gets a bit more complicated to keep track of who owns how much. So it's much more useful to divide up the company into shares, also called stocks. Pretty simple concept, right? Well, right now in Jamaica, literally dozens of companies are deciding that this is something they want to do. Why? Because it's a way of raising money without having to take out a loan. Just sell some stock in the company. And yeah, you give up part ownership and your shareholders are entitled to attend shareholder meetings and help make decisions for the company. But to the people selling, this is well worth it, because they get to use our money interest-free to grow the company. And then we get to earn profits, to share in their profits via dividends. Now, the first time they do this, it's called an initial public offer, IPO. You've been hearing that term a lot lately, haven't you? Some of the IPOs coming up, you have Trans-Jamaica Highway. That one's going to be huge, as Donald Trump says. The government reportedly wants to raise about $10 billion from you, the public. You have Lumber Depot coming up, Mail Pack expected to drop soon. A couple companies doing rights issues, meaning that they're giving existing shareholders the right to buy new shares in the company. It's a whole lot going on. Opportunities to stone dog with, and a lot of people are making a lot of money. Now, you can lose money too if you don't do your homework. But right now is a time of unprecedented opportunity, and you need to take advantage of it. For 3 of the past 5 years, Jamaica has had the top performing stock exchange in the world. Meaning, if you invested in Jamaican companies in those 3 years, you would have made more money on average than if you invested in companies anywhere else in the world, including the United States. So how do you get started? Well, the first thing you need to do is open an investment account, and there are many of them to choose from. Most banks and financial institutions, including credit unions, have investment branches where you can open an investment account. Now, this is a separate account from your regular bank account, savings or checking. So you go in, you tell them that you want to open an investment account. And the process is pretty similar to opening a regular account. Actually, it's the same. You're going to need a valid ID, you need 2 to 3 references, you need your proof of address, and your tax registration number, your TRN. Now, if you're in foreign and you're watching this, you can still open an investment account locally. You just have to provide, like, say, your social security number, and you'll have to get all your documents notarized. Just call up the firm that you're interested in opening the account with, and they can walk you through the process, even if you're not physically in Jamaica. And when it comes to trading, a lot of it can be done electronically too. NCB, for example, has Go IPO, which I have to tell you, I've found super easy. Less than 5 minutes and you're done. No long lines, no million forms to fill out. If you're using other companies, you can give your broker instructions via email or over the phone. And the Jamaica Stock Exchange itself has its JTrader online platform. By the way, here's an inside tip. Some firms don't even require any money to open the account. Now, others do require you to start with something, but if you're doing an IPO, most, if not all of them, will waive that minimum. Like with Wigton Wind Farms IPO the other day, for example, you could invest as little as 1,000 Jamaican dollars. That's only about $7 US. So for firms that typically tell you that you need 50,000 Jamaican dollars to start, for example, you could actually start with way less than that when you're doing an IPO. However, I'm gonna caution you not to wait until an IPO opens before you go to open the account, because many of these IPOs issue shares on a first come, first served basis. And people send in their applications well ahead of the opening date. So often you will hear an IPO opens and closes same day. So if you wait until the opening date to go try open the account, you might find the place super crowded, you have a long wait time, you don't get through the same day. Next thing you know, bam, IPO closed and you miss the opportunity. So with all these opportunities coming up, don't waste time. Open the account now and just have it there ready so that when the next offer comes up that you're interested in, you can move quickly and not be left out. Now, for news on these opportunities, I recommend that you follow all the brokerage firms on social media, as well as the Jamaica Stock Exchange. And of course, my pages on Instagram and YouTube at Kalila Ray, where you can watch my programs, Money Mondays JA and Taking Stock. I also give regular updates in my IG stories. These are exciting times ahead. I'm Kalila Reynolds. Let's get this money.